live from the Crafty Casita. It's totally Tiffany and Lundy Poo, and we are here to party with you today. Happy, totally Tuesday. Dun, 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 dun. That's not my normal music, right? Mana, beep, 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 beep. How are we doing for eyeballs? Should we rock and roll? And Miss Colleen, are you with us today? Are you?
19 eyeballs.
We have 19 eyeballs. Well, we have probably, I'm going to say that means we have closer to 38 eyeballs because most of you.
Now we have 25 eyeballs.
Oh, now we have 25 eyeballs. So now we have 50 eyeballs, 25 people. All right. I am just stalling as people jump on because today's going to be, I'm totally excited. You probably already know that. If you saw my post, I need to take a deep breath. Today's a WIBYCBI on a product that I am so excited about. I just got the samples on it. It's going to release the 13th, I believe the 13th or the 14th. We're going to talk about it at the end. So stay with me so you can see and possibly win the latest and greatest product. Colleen is here. Welcome, Colleen. So if you've never attended a Tuesday Live, we give stuff away every Tuesday. Usually it's a gift certificate, but today we are giving away not one, but two of the new product. So how do you get to win? It's really simple. You just have to comment. Your comment goes into the feed, and then Colleen does a random, everybody that's put a comment in, she does a random drawing on, and somebody wins. This week, two people are going to win the brand new thing. Woo-hoo. Everyone is going to love the thing. Does that sound arrogant and biased? I'm sorry. It is so multifunctional and such. Oh, you're going to love it. Okay, let's start with our regular Tuesday Live stuff, though. So what do? Tuesday Live is basically an opportunity for you to ask me questions. They can be general questions about organization. They can be questions about products. They can be product ideas. You can give me feedback. It's really just an opportunity for us to talk, for me to find out what you need, how things are working for you, and how I can help you improve your organization, and how Totally Tiffany products, or what products need to be developed to help you stay organized. So questions from this week's post. Oh, let me do the work first. Project planner. If you are in need of project planners, on the specials on the Totally Tiffany website, on specials page, project planners, which are these guys, they are on sale, 2-pack, 15% off on the on specials page. We have a 3 days this week, our bonus points days, that's Thursday through Saturday. So if you're shopping and you're building up your points to get to that next level, this week, this is like the least limited thing. You get 75 bonus points with a $50 spend. You get 100 bonus points with a $75 spend, and you get 150 bonus points with a $100 spend. Woo! So what does that mean? That means you don't have to buy any one particular thing or any one particular category, which is normally how this bonus point thing works. Doesn't matter what you spend for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week only, you are going to get those bonus points based on the dollars that you spend. So 75 points on 50, 100 points on 75, 150 points on $100 spent. So if there's some things you need on the website, Thursday through Saturday, you're going to get those extra points. So fill your shopping cart today and then go back Thursday and get what you need. Although if you wait to buy, there's a possibility that something might be out of stock, I guess. But if you want the bonus points, get on there first thing Thursday morning, get your bonus points and get your goodies. Okay. Bethany Appel says, what would you suggest to store hunky-dory collections in? Hi, Donna. Welcome from Fairhaven, Massachusetts. Bethany, so store your hunky-dory collections in. The collections contain cardstock, card inserts, topper pages, which can be punched out, and also an 8x8 paper pad. I have a lot of different collections through them and want to keep it all together. Thank you. Okay, so I don't have anything from Hunky Dory. You said there's an 8x8 paper pad, and I'm wondering about the other parts of that collection. So if everything is 8x8, like the punch outs and all the other bits and pieces, then probably the 8x8 fab file is going to be a perfect solution, because you can use the pockets that come in the 8x8 fab file. You can buy additional pockets for the 8x8 fab file. So you'll be able to put your paper pad and all the other things in pockets together, kind of the way that I've shown the 6x6 paper pad with the 6x6 pocket that has all the scraps in it. Now, if the other hunky-dory things are bigger than 8x8. I just need to know that, because I'm probably going to change my answer. But this brings up a really great point. When you're asking me about something, I try to have a little bit of everything, but I don't always have that. So any information you can give me about dimensions, the biggest dimension maybe and the smallest dimension, or the thickness, anything like that. I don't need the dimensions of everything, but in general, it's going to be really helpful. So Bethany did tell me there's an 8x8 paper pad. If I'm assuming everything is 8x8, then the 8x8 fab file is going to be the perfect solution. If things are 12x12, then I'm going to change my answer. Okay, there we go. So let me know. And if you can get a comment up, Bethany, if you're watching, I'm happy to change my answer right here live. Okay, Tammy Wheeler, hello, my crafty friends. I love Tuesdays and Tiffany makes me happy. Woo! I love Tuesdays too, but not because of Tiffany, but because I get to be with you guys. Melanie Wright Weberg says, I've been organizing lots. Thanks for the different ideas. Love from the Space Coast in Florida. Thank you, Melanie. Any suggestion or ideas to organize our mudroom? You know, in general, if you take the concepts and ideas that we talk about for organizing your craft room and your craft supplies, when I say that, I mean, like, how do you use that room? Like, what is your efficiency of that room? Obviously, I don't know. Is it really a mud room? Is it really full of muddy boots and rain clothes like ours was in Seattle? Or is it more of a landing pad, right? So a lot of people, when they have a mud room, but they don't live somewhere muddy, it's more of a landing pad. It's the place where people drop things when they come in and pick things up when they go out. So my general advice for anything that you're organizing, but specifically to this mudroom, is how are you using it? That's the first question. How are you using it now? Second question is that the way you want to use it? Is that, you know, is there a better use for it? And then to think about that flow, coming in, going out, who's using it, and how would it be easier to grab things off a shelf? Do you need more shelving, less shelving? Do you need hooks? Are people hanging up their coats and their hats? Are they kicking off their shoes? Do you have kids who need just like a cubby that they can shove their backpack in? That if you have kids, when you're packing lunches in the morning, you can shove their lunches in. So, you know, like when my guys were little, they had this little landing area by the door, and there was one spot for Max and one spot for London. And they knew when they walked out the door to school in the morning, that area should be empty, right? That meant they had their backpack, they had their project for school, they had their lunch, whatever. It should be empty when they leave in the morning. So thinking, I mean, that might not be exactly what you need, but the idea of how does that work and how is it going to work for you? Not so different than how we talk about your craft room, right? What's in reach? What are you using all the time? How do you need to move around in that room? Same ideas and concepts for anything. Thank you. That was a fun question. Michelle Penny St. Angela says, looking for buddy bag or other storage ideas for mat stack cards, stock packs, 4.5 by 6.5. And I think that was on my list here. Maybe you asked that online also. I'm going to look. Maybe you have two of the same questions here. Two questions, different people. Okay, so I think the Sue Buddy Bag is going to be a great solution. Sue, where are you? Sue currently has my, I wonder about this. No, that's Barbara. Oh, here's Sue. You can't hide from me, girl. Okay, so the Sue Buddy Bag, sorry for all this mess, but it's all part of the win it before you can buy it. In my measuring tape. So Sweet Sue is 7 inches long But that 4.5 high, that is what I'm worried about. And Sue, boy, it looks like Sue might be a perfect fit for those. So if you're looking for a buddy bag for your mat stacks. So this ink pad is 4.25. And you need 4.5. Oh, that's going to be a tight squeeze in Sue. So possibly, if you have a Sue bag, check it out. Do I have a 4.5-inch mat stack? London, can you look on my paper cart, which is in the next room, possibly even right behind you. But what you're looking for is a paper pad that's about this big. And it would be kind of obvious. I know that I have one, but not right there. Look on the other card and see if there's one in there. Okay, we're working on that. But also the Leanne, I'm wondering, right? So Leanne's a bigger girl. So you might be able to get 2 side by side. Oh no, 6.5. That's not going to work either. 6.5. No. So it looks like it's probably your best bet is going to be Sue. But that is a super common size. So I'm going to put a big star by that on my list here. And if we don't have a solution for it, if it won't fit in here, I'm going to put that on my list of something to develop because I think that that is a reasonable thing. I don't see it. All right, I'm on it though. I'm going to check that out for you. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Denise Schultz Adler says, I love my new 4-drawer store and supply case. What about a Velcro opening on 2 sides? Tell me why you want that, Denise. Make sure I'm going to answer the question correctly. Okay, Bethany, we talked about that. Barb Sibley says, could you demonstrate how and where the strap that comes with the Craftstation attaches? I love my tool, but can't figure out where it isn't for carrying. How to facilitate. It's not for carrying. It is just for keeping your craft and carry workstation flat when you're storing it. It does not help for carry. So the carry part of the craft and carry workstation was more of carry it like this and then pop it up somewhere and craft, fold it back up and take it back wherever, right? So when I developed this product, it wasn't something that people were, the intention of it wasn't for people to use it all the time or carry it loaded. It was more of a, I'm working on this project, I'm gonna pop this up and organize my workspace. And then obviously it has evolved to something that people have, so here's the strap. Sorry, I know it's black on black, but the strap is just designed to hold everything, you know, as tightly closed as it can. Okay, so then what happened? Everybody said, this is a great product. I love it. People have multiples of them. They're using them all over their house. They're using for different projects. And then how do they move it around? The best possible way to move your craft and carry workstation around, other than just picking it up and moving it somewhere else in your house or putting it up on the shelf, is to put it into your Lois Tote. So it will fit perfectly in a Lois Tote. Gives you a little more space for either tools or paper handlers or 12 by 12 paper pads or other kind of big bulky things if you're leaving the house or maybe you're just moving around the house with it and you have multiple things that you want to carry into another room. It does absolutely fit in your Lois Tote, so that's a great option for that. Sorry, I'll put this out of the way for a minute. Okay. And I'm sorry that's not more clear on the packaging. I get that question all the time. So we should definitely address that both on the website and the packaging. I'm going to star that one also. I'm going to get on that. Janet Ballet one says, have you ever thought about creating a makeup bag? Woo woo. I did a makeup bag a while ago. Some of you have it, you long-termers. However, this is the new, this is the brand new Triangle Traveler, and it is an awesome makeup bag. So it's got the 3 pouches that pull off, so you can use all 3 of them or just 1 or 2, however you want to do that. It fits most sizes and shapes of cosmetics. So you've got a 4-inch tall, there's 7 inches wide, 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch. So the 6-inch is better for taller things like your foundations and that kind of thing. You can see that for travel, I've put my makeup brushes in there. I've got pencils and mascara and that type of thing in the back pockets. When I get where I'm going with this, I'm going to be able to pull out those makeup brushes. Now, it's just occurring to me right now, oops, I just threw one on the floor, that you might not be asking about a travel bag. You might be asking about a makeup bag that you can just throw into your purse. And no, I've never thought about that. So if that is your question, I'm going to make a note of that also. And because that might be a great idea, like a really good makeup bag that you can throw into your purse. But if you're traveling with something, the Triangle Traveler is really, it's great. It's a great little makeup bag. You will love working with it. And then, so tall things go back in the pockets, and then you close it up. And then when you get where you're going, you put those tall things in the back so you have access to them, but they travel well. Lundy Poo, can I pass this off to you? I'm running out of space on my desk here. Okay. Tracy Salome says, any storage for Dilution stamps by Ranger? Again, not sure the dimensions of Dilution stamps. I'm thinking that they're possibly big like this. So this one is 23 centimeters, which is 9 inches by 5 inches. If that is correct, then 9 by 5, they are going to fit into the Katie Buddy bag. So this one, I still have the acetate sheets on both sides. So I would add to this a shut your flap tab. Don't sit down, London. Can you look over in my office cart and see if there's some shut your flap tabs? Next cart over. That's a planner cart, that one. Top shelf. Over to the right a little bit. Yep.
You want both of them?
Both sizes, sure. So the shut your flap tabs, because they're plastic instead of paper, they are going to stay up or pop it back up if they get folded over. So they come in 2 sizes. There's a small and a large. I was going to say small and a medium, but it's not medium. It's large, small and large. And here's the beauty, if you've never used plastic sticky notes, is if you take a piece of paper, can you give me a paper sticky note, London, over there, same area? If you use a paper sticky note, which is great for sticking a note onto another piece of paper, right? But using it as a label, when you, I'll put these on separately, when a paper sticky note gets folded over, it's folded over. But when a plastic sticky note gets folded over, it pops back up. If you have it all the way stuck on, it's going to pop back up. Okay, so that's the beauty of the plastic sticky notes. Whether you're using mine or someone else's, they all work the same. So I would just add that label, Dilutions, or this is a fashion one, whatever the stamp is. And if you have 2 sides of acetate, if you don't have 2 sides of acetate, you could use the 8x5 pockets, but those tall stamps are going to stick out of the 8x5 pockets. I'm seeing there's maybe someone's posted up here. Let's see. Waiting for Denise to answer back on that 2 sides. Tell me about it. Char Stanley. Hi, Char. I got to use my Ditto Tool Tote and my Crafty Carry Workstation all weekend during a Zoomed conversation for CM advisors. It was so amazing having everything within reach. Woo, woo. Love it. Thanks for sharing that. If you have not bitten the bullet and gotten yourself a Crafty Carry Workstation, I think the most common comment I hear about the Crafty Carry Workstation is that it is a game changer on your workspace, just in terms of freeing up that workspace and letting you have more space to actually work. That the Crafty Carry Workstation does that beautifully. I have found peg samples by Rubber Stamp. Oh, Donna Pierce says, I have found peg stamps by Rubber Stamp Tapestry. I have 16 sets. Each set is wrapped with an elastic and stored so nicely, standing straight up in the Leanne bag. I might need more peg stamps and will definitely need a new Leanne bag. Thank you, Donna, for that. So if you're using peg stamps by Rubber Stamp Tapestry, maybe we could get you to throw up a picture of that one. That would be awesome, Donna, because I don't have those. The Leanne bag is a good accessory for that. Julie Sharp says, hi, Tiffany. I have just used your advice and cleared my attic space. Woo, woo. I've donated 18 bags to charity, and there are 21 boxes already sorted for items for us to sell. Thank you, Tiffany. Thanks to you. I can purge. Hi from Southern England. Well, I'm so glad you're there from Southern England, and I'm so glad you found the inspiration to purge. There's something about it. I'll tell you my sister's purge story in just a minute. London, don't let me forget, because it's an important part of the whole process. What cart works best for my scrap rack? The paper cart with the table top on it works best for the scrap rack. I'm not sure that they're available right now, but it is on my list for something to check with, because I have 3 questions about tabletops this week alone. So we'll see about getting those back in stock and when they might arrive. Mary Sentek says, hi, any plans to bring back the pen organizer? Woo-woo. The pen organizer is up for discussion on August 5th. And I have some good ideas for making some little tweaks to it. So hopefully we're going to see that early next year, but it's definitely something that's going to be up for discussion in our meeting on August 5th. So stay tuned. Oh, I have another sneak peek to show you. Oh, so exciting. Okay, so dilution stamps. If somebody can tell me the size of those, that would be great. Carrie Drought says, flip the page. I just got a Penguin Palace stencil, 360 degrees. It is a 15-inch square and rather fragile. I somehow missed that they sell a 16-inch square zippered bag to store it in, so I don't have one. Is there anything in the TT line which I might be able to use to store and protect it? I am so sorry to say I went around measuring things today. The biggest options that we've got for different things, and I don't have anything that's going to work for that. I wish I did. I'm going to look at the Penguin Palace stencil though, because that sounds interesting. And always, if that's a new kind of concept or a new type of product where they might be introducing more and gaining popularity, then I definitely want to be able to have something that works really great for you guys to store that type of thing. And so I'm going to check that out. So thank you for that. Really important for me, especially since I'm not doing shows, and I know some of you have heard this over and over again, because I'm not out doing shows and seeing all the new product and interacting with everybody on a one-to-one basis, I don't always know what's new or what your challenges are. So this is really important. If you're challenged by something or you have a product like this and you need some type of storage or storage solution for it, please, that is what Tuesdays are all about. But you can post that up almost any time. You can also send product ideas or requests or challenges to customer service at totally-tiffany.com. And Leanne monitors that for those things in particular. So just put product idea or product needed or something like that in the subject line. And she goes through those and sends those right over to me. So I love hearing your ideas. I love hearing your challenges. Okay, Marlene Cates says, I'm in desperate need of a travel tote for 12 by 12 paper. Are you going to come out with one by any chance? I have ideas on paper for one, but have no way of making it come to life. Totally interested in what you're thinking and what your kind of needs are. I will tell you, the Lois Tote with the paper handlers or with the 12 by 12 fab files is a great way to move paper, as long as you're not taking, I guess what I need to know, how much paper do you want to take with you? How strong you are to carry that paper. And are you thinking about something on wheels, or are you just thinking, I need to grab, 2 paper handlers, one with rainbow and one with travel paper, or one with rainbow and one with Disney paper, or whatever it is, and throw them in something, be ready to go. So the Lois Tote will hold up to 3 paper handlers. It gets really heavy though. It's a lot of weight. And we already snuck this information out, but I am working on the Lois Tote with a lid. So that would make it even better for hauling paper, because you would have that security of the lid on the top. That is actually something that's in the roadmap of products, and I would say 90% complete. So you may get a sneak peek on that in the next couple of weeks as well, but that is definitely headed this direction. Ann Wells says, is it possible that you might bring back the original Lois Tote with the cover? I'm thinking she means the Laura Tote. So, because that did have a cover. Lois is coming with the cover, but hasn't had one before. So the original Laura Tote, this one, I think this is what you're talking about. Now, she also mentioned that she couldn't watch live. That probably means she has a real job. So, or a regular job. I shouldn't say a real job, a regular job where she has to be at work or something. But so this has the zipper top, and this was developed to transport, well, it transports, it holds paper, but it also is going to hold buddy bags and such. And it's got that nice thing. This was designed kind of as a slim tote to carry with you when you were at a crafting event, because it allowed you to, it was close to your body. It wasn't all bulky sticking out. It was kind of slim. Then you could like shop and just kind of fall as you shop in there. Those whole buddy bags. So I'm sure that we're bringing that back. We have done it back on occasion. It's possible. Anything's possible on the list. Star. I've got a lot of stars today. Linda Grizzle says, I struggle with the tabs of the trays in the openings due to this. The tray inserts for the buddy bags, I use Scotch tape instead of inserting the tabs. Do you have any suggestions to alternatives to putting together the trays for the storage and supply cases? I have one sort of crazy idea that I've noted. I'm wondering if there's a way to melt them together. They're just plastic, right? So I'm wondering, or a heavy glue, like a Gorilla Glue, right? Something that's super duty, and then you could just glue the tabs and corners together instead of inserting the tabs. Or you could ask your really nice UPS man, just be ready when he shows up at your door and ask him to slide the tabs for you. Yes, London.
You could also cut little pieces of Velcro, probably, like adhesive Velcro, and just stick it to the tabs, so you could just really easily fold it and stick it and be done. You
might be able to also use adhesive Velcro. It's going to add a little bit of thickness, but I think the bags have room for it, and because they're vinyl, they're stretchy. So adhesive Velcro on the tabs, maybe melting them together with some kind of heat. I don't know, I could set your house on fire, so pretend I didn't say that. But I think Gorilla Glue of some sort, and then if you put like Gorilla Glue on it and then just use like a binder clip to hold the corner tabs in place while that Gorilla Glue was drying, or some other kind of clamp, something that you can clamp down. You know, there's those little black clamps with the orange tips. I think you buy them at like the dollar store or at Harbor Freight, but they're really strong. LT, can you look and see if I have one of those? Actually, it's either going to be in that same sort of area like my binder clips are, or it's going to be next door under the sink in the tool bucket.
You're specifically looking for those ones with the orange tips?
Yeah, just the kind of the small heavy duty ones. There, I might not have one, but if it's not there, it would be in that tote next door. But that might work. Gorilla Glue, some other kind of really sturdy glue, might be a good. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna ask my husband to. I'm gonna right here try Gorilla Glue. I'll see if I can't try that and let you know. Okay, Susan Shee says, do you recommend moving to a bigger bag that will hold more products, or just adding additional same bags as supplies grow? I think it depends how you are using it and doing, like how exactly the use is on that. And if you're talking about buddy bags and Laura totes, one of the nice things about buddy bags is that they stand up vertically inside your Lois Tote, or they stack like this on a narrow shelf. And so then the key becomes more of a labeling issue. Are you looking for markers? Are you looking for inks in a certain color family? Are you looking for paint, whatever it is? So the accessibility of pulling this off and putting it on your workspace, or pulling it up out of your Lois Tote if you're somewhere outside of your regular workspace and just opening up that buddy bag, you've got less stuff to sort of dig through. And so then the next question is that the type of thing and the type of experience that you're having? I guess this really kind of goes back also to the mudroom question. How are you using it? When are you using it? Are you traveling with it? That type of thing. So there would be kind of my nutshell answer, but I'm happy to elaborate on that more if you just want to share a little bit more information with me. I'm sorry, I've been ignoring Colleen over here. Let's see what we've got. Debbie Pajowski says, how do you recommend storing kits until they are used? Once used, how would you store leftover pieces? Again, I'm going to go back to what type of kit is it and how is it packaged? So I've got my Stephanie Bernard kits right here. And they're just labeled. And then I'm going to keep things together till I use them, right? Keep things together, use together. And once that kit gets small enough, so if it's a Halloween kit and I use the majority of pieces and I'm just down to a few little odds and ends or bits for Halloween, I'm going to move them into my scrap rack into the Halloween category. But as long as I have a full collection together, I'm going to keep that collection together. Now, that's the same kind of idea as this. So a bigger collection of products that all go together. This is a Hip Kit Club. It has a ton of stuff. So these pockets are pretty maxed out with embellishments and stickers and punch outs and tags and that type of thing. And then I've got all the 12 by 12 paper in the middle. I've got scraps, and then I've got the bigger stickers that go with that kit also kind of all right here, and my actual coordinating thickers there. So everything in this kit goes together. It all matches perfectly. I'm having a hot flash. Anybody else? It all matches, so I want to keep it together. But as I pare down, as I work through this kit, and it gets slimmer and slimmer, and then I'm going to move things into my scrap rack. So keep things together, you use together. The Scrap Master is what this product is. They come in sets of 5. It is a great way for keeping big, bulky collections together. And then again, if your kits are coming in something that is usable, the Stephanie kits, then just getting them organized and coordinated so that you remember, and that might mean putting a note in your scrap rack, or if you have a Halloween Stephanie kit, putting a note in your Halloween section of your notebook or wherever you're keeping your other products, reminding you, hey, the Halloween Stephanie kit is here as well. So sort of tying things back and forth, which is kind of a concept that we talk about and explore a little in the Get Organized Challenge. All right, let's see. Boom, got it. Cross that off. Okay, Dilution stamps by Ranger. Did anybody answer this dimension on that? I might have got it right the first time. Let's see. Will the craft cart be coming back? Would the paper cart topper fit on it if I ever find one? Yes, it fits on it. There's some of the craft carts, the older ones, have a narrower rod, and so you do have to put something between the clamps on the top. I just use a piece of like polystyrene flexible foam, and then it clamps on there a little bit tighter. I've got that on my list to follow up with at least the tops. I have 3 questions, like I said, about the tops. When can we get those? Are they available? How do we get them? And so I'll try to follow up and make sure that we're on that for you guys. Okay. Ruth Williams says, just came on. What's laying across the table? This is the Win It Before You Can Buy It. This is the brand new product. What's under this, what's over here off camera right now. And I'm going to wrap the show up with that today. So stay with me. We're getting close to the end of the questions. Mary Sentek says, oh, let me make sure I didn't skip anything. What is the name of the buddy bag that holds the 12 by 12 size paper for scrapbooking? The Lisa buddy bag is the 12 by 12 buddy bag, Lisa. And she is back in stock. Yay. Mitch W. says, what would you recommend for my bag dies from Crafter's Companion? The Kirsten comes closest, but isn't quite tall enough to flip through. They're 15 1/4 by 8 3/4. 15 1/4. I'm not sure that's right, because the Kirsten would be way off then. 15 1/4 by 8 3/4. So Mitch, if you can, 15 1/4, I don't have anything that's 15. The Kirsten is 9 by 6. So if they almost fit in there, maybe that's just a typo. Let me know and I will address that if I can. Ruth Williams says, just came on. Okay. Mary says, any chance to include flaps in Karen Monica, Katie bags. The flaps will help to secure the dies. I don't know. Everything's a possibility. Karen, who are you asking about? Karen, Monica, and Katie. Everything, Monica with an A. I will look into that. That's not a bad idea. Rosie says, made it. Hi, Tiffany from Southern California. Question, would be great if you would come up with a cover for albums, see-through, like the buddy bags to protect the albums. Good size would be 13 by 13 with 2 to 3 inches deep. Now, we do have, I'll tell you why those don't exist, which you probably already know just because the way you gave me the dimensions. The problem is if you make them big enough to fit an album that's 2 to 3 inches deep, they don't fit an album that's 1 inch deep or 4 inches deep, right? You could solve that problem by wrapping the cover, being able to making the cover adjustable. Maybe the flaps that go around the edge make it adjustable. So there are kind of some solutions to that, but I'm sure that's the reason that Pioneer or Creative Memories or any of the album companies don't do that. What I do have in terms of protecting the album, which does not protect it while you're actually looking at it, are the album storage cases. So we do, in the FabFile line, there are 2 album storage boxes. One is designed for strap hinge post-bound albums like Creative Memories, like Pioneer, and one is designed for 3-ring style albums like the Heidi Swap albums, which are longer and skinnier and don't get as wide. So we do have those available. I don't know if they're available or not. We do make them. They're in the FabFile range on the website, and they're called album storage boxes. Maybe Colleen could get a link up to those. And then even if they're not in stock, if you put your name on the wait list, and that does make it really easy to store a bunch of albums on a shelf and keep them dust free and neat and tidy and all that. But it does not really address the cover idea. I'll definitely make a note of it and see kind of where that might fall into the range and how that might work. I think I agree that there's a need for it. If you're sliding your albums off and on the shelf, then you're, doing all like kind of wear and tear on the bottom and the corners, and then keeping that actual covers clean. More people are flipping through. So there's a lot of value there. Okay, let's see. Marianne Zamunda says, Zamuda. Any storage ideas for the We Are Memory Keepers print maker and accessories? And if you are talking about the little square cool printer that they just had on HSN, I don't have one. I will ask my friend Chastity, though, over at, or Allie Dostal, to give me the scoop on the size and dimensions and the accessories for that. I'm pretty sure that we've got a buddy bag that's going to fit in, and most likely it's going to be Sue or Leanne, maybe. Yeah, most likely Sue or Leanne, but without actually having one in hand. Again, if you have the dimensions for those things, I could give you a little more direction on that. But yeah, somehow I missed that. They're really good. We Are Memory Keepers is really good at sort of keeping me in the loop on what's coming. So that if I have anything that matches up, especially with our HSN shoppers, that there's a good matchup for that. So I will definitely look into that. Sarah Saxey says, is there going to be another GOC in 2021? Yes and no. Starting first week of September, we are doing a 12-week Get Organized challenge that is brought to you by Creative Scrapbooker magazine. So I've taken the 8-week challenge that we normally do and broken it down into even smaller steps. If you subscribe to the magazine, you got an overview of what that's going to be like. We're going to take that magazine article and we're going to work through it beginning in September, and I'll make sure and get the dates out, the exact start dates. A little simpler than the Get Organized challenge. Same downloads, printables. I'll pop onto their Facebook page on Tuesdays and sort of give you your assignment for the week, answer questions, and make sure that you have the links that you need. There will be a page on their website where you can download all the downloads and watch the videos and all that kind of stuff as well. Again, that's going to start in September. I'm pretty sure it starts the first week. So we'll follow along for the quarter, one assignment a week. If you don't have the magazine, get your hands on one. You'll get an overview. You do not have to be a subscriber to participate. So sign up for the Creative Scrapbooker magazine email list. Join them on Facebook, and I'll also be putting up a lot of stuff on social and sending out emails that say, hey, it's getting ready to start. Here's how you get to the information, all that kind of thing. And so that is what we're doing starting in September. And then we will probably most likely roll out another GOC. That one will be September, October, November. So we'll probably roll out one in this late winter, probably February, March of 2022. But yes, come right around the corner. We've got one coming up. And it's, again, totally free. You don't have to own any Totally Tiffany stuff to participate in it. But it is going to be, it is Creative Scrapbooker magazine who's presenting it. So everything will be on their website and their Facebook page. We'll get links. We'll have plenty of links. I mean, it's not like we can't. We have a very great relationship with them. They're awesome. But so we'll link back and forth, but that's where it will be hosted. Jane Bollinger says, will the craft cart be coming back? Would the paper cart topper fit on it? Oh, I must have double printed stuff. Unless that's another, yeah, sorry. I did the double whammy on printing things. So I'm on it. I'm on the cart thing now. Okay, let's see. Who have I missed? Rosie. Let's see. Question would be great if you would come out with a cover for albums. All right, got that. Susan Sheehy, do you have a bag you recommend for embossing powders? Totally depends on the type of embossing powder that you're using. So if you're using the one kind of the bigger around ones, and how many you have. So this is the 2-inch storage and supply case, and it has this size and shape of powders in it. Now, it also has some brand new tools that I haven't opened yet, but this is the heat gun and the embossing pens, and they're all kind of in here in one nice, neat bundle. They would also fit, would that tool fit in that? If you want to keep your powders and your tools together, before I say something, it doesn't actually work. I know I've got another heat tool somewhere. This one's in the package. Lundy poo. Over there, at the end of the white table, there's a purple Ditto bag. Is there a tool that looks electric sticking out of one end of that? Yes. Bring that forward, young man. All right, so there's another one of these. So, yeah. So this is kind of a long one, right? They're kind of all standard size. Definitely the Crafter's Companion folding gun would fit in here. This is the 2-drawer, and then you could put all of your, oh, I guess I should make sure those fit too. If you're using the big powders. Now, the big powders, with these, the way they put the lids on them, I always go up, down, up, down. It's a pain in the neck because ideally you would want to do all of them upside down so that you could see the color, right? But you can't get as many in there. All right, but let's see, even if I do this, if it'll slide into the bag. Now, there are other sizes and shapes of embossing powders in different brands. Also, okay, I'm going to take this off the shelf. Making a mess. So there's the 2-drawer. So if you put your tool, your bag, I'm going to call it a chalk bag, but that's not what it's called, but the anti-static bag, if you use the embossing pens or embossing ink in one side and then your powders in the other, that would work great. Again, depending on how many you have. Now, if you just have a few and you don't want to keep your tools and your embossing powders together in the same bag, then it's probably going to be the Edna bag or the Merle bag. And if you don't have a lot, maybe Shelly. So depending again on the brand and what you're keeping together that you're using together to there we go. The other thing is you can mix and match the storage and supply cases. I think we are out of the storage and supply cases on our website, but I know HSN has the 3-pack that has the 2-drawer, the 4-drawer, and the 6-drawer. And you might be able to mix and match if you wanted to get even tidier. Let's find one of these that doesn't have a lot in it, so it's easy to empty out. They all have a lot in them. I want to just see if these fit in here. I don't know. So you could use this couple of trays in the 6th drawer, right? Mix and match into, and you use a 2-drawer for your tools and the 6th drawer for your embossing powders. If they're this size, if they're the smaller size, well, even if they're the smaller size, you could still use the storage and supply case. So depending on how many you have, either the Merle bag or the, either the Merle bag or one of the storage and supply cases, or if you want to put everything in one big tray, then the 2-inch store and go bag is a good option for that as well. Two-inch store and go bag. Okay, are we done with questions? I know everybody's excited. I'm excited. Oh, I'm gonna sneak peek you something though. We're gonna do the, here you go, London. No, I'll use this. I'll use that later. Hang on. Okay, that's all these questions. What about these questions? Facebook feed is breaking up a bit. Ay. Maybe it's because I'm so excited, vibrating.
That's definitely it.
London says that's it. Hi, Carol Ann. I love how London is so knowledgeable on the products that he knows what his mom's talking about and can come up with ideas too. London, this business is like my 3rd child, and both London and Max, the younger son, were literally brought up in the business. I'll tell you a couple of stories. Our first warehouse, we had all the products on these big warehouse carts, and it was kind of like a game of Tetris, or what's that other game where you move the cars around on the little thing? Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Where you had to, if you needed a cart with scrap rack pages on it, you pulled it out and you pushed back something else so you could get to those pages. And then, so it was like constant motion. And London and Max in there as little guys would climb on those carts and hide from each other, right? They would just, like little monkeys, squirrel up there, get on or jump on a pallet, hide between the pallets. So from the very early days of playing in the warehouse, which is one of the unique experiences you have when your parents own a small business, you really kind of get to see all of it, to learning to drive a forklift and unload and stock things, and going to trade shows. London and Max went to trade shows with me for years in the summertime and actually worked the booth. So they got very familiar with a lot of things, but they've been subjected their whole lives to totally Tiffany products and mental process of things. So it has been really fun to raise them in that environment. I mentioned earlier that I was going to talk about purging. Not to mention, I'm going to tell you something else about London. He is like his brain works like mine. Like, it's a problem solver brain. So as soon as you ask him a question, I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse that I've handed off to him, but it's, he's like, your brain goes into action, right? I mean, you guys see it here. Someone asks me something, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, we could do this, we could do that. What's going to work for that? So he has that same personality trait of like kicking his brain into gear, problem solving gear. Okay, I was going to talk about purging really quickly and my sister's purge story. And if you struggle with purging, and from the comment today, you know that once you start purging, it feels good at a point. You get to a point where it feels good and you're okay with it. And purging is really, really about your head, as most things are. when I was working with my sister 2 weeks ago at her house, and I said to her, okay, before we start, you need to set a purge goal. And she said, I'm not getting rid of anything. And I said, well, I know that that's how you feel in this moment, but the process of organizing and includes that. There is something in here that you need to purge. And I said, you can set whatever goal you want, Tisa. You can do it by the ounce, you can do it by the pound, you can do it by depth, you can do it by year, like I'm going to purge, a pound for every year I've been crafting. Whatever your goal wants to be, whatever goal you have, you just need to have a goal and then to work towards that. And it's a lot more about recognizing that purging is essential and sort of building that as a skill, which people don't think of, but being able to let go of things, it's a huge skill. And when I say that, it's not just physical, tangible things, right? But it's emotional things as well. I mean, just being able to let go and practicing any skill makes you better at that skill. So she said, well, I'm not getting rid of anything. I'm not setting any goal. And I said, well, you have to set a goal. I don't care what it is. And on the floor of her craft room was an empty shoebox, a Crocs shoebox. And I said to her, now you all saw her room prior to us starting. If you didn't, you can go back to social media and see it. It's on, and there's a whole YouTube video. There's a big blog post also. If you go to the website, Charlie Tiffany website, and click on blog, I think it's the newest blog post. You'll see some pictures there. But anyway, she had a lot of stuff and certainly some things in there that she could purge. So there's this shoebox on the floor, and I said, what about that? What about that Crocs shoebox? Can you fill that with stuff that you aren't going to use or don't want? She looks at the shoebox. She goes, just that shoebox? I go, yeah, just that shoebox. All you have to do is set a goal and then practice and fill that shoebox. That's all I'm asking you for. She was like, yes, I can fill that shoebox. She looked around her room. I can fill that shoebox. Well, as most of you know, you saw the back of her pickup truck, also part of the social media. She was able to fill the back of a pickup truck with literally donations of craft supplies, mostly going to the school district where she lives. So purging, well, some of us, you get a stomach ache or it makes you nervous or uncomfortable. The end result of it can be extremely gratifying. So what I encourage you to do is set that tiny purge goal and then just follow through with it. Because once you do a tiny goal, it's easier to do the next step and the next step and the next step to really get you where you want to go, right? So please, if you haven't or you feel like I can't do that, set a tiny purge goal, and it's really going to help you stay organized with your craft room. And it's also going to help you get to the things that you want to use and love. If you can start getting rid of the things that kind of weigh you down, again, emotionally and physically, you'll be able to get to the things that liven you up, that you really bring joy into your life, right? So love it or lose it is the ultimate goal, because we have so many craft supplies. We definitely don't need to be digging past things we don't like or care about anymore. Okay, I'm going to sneak peek, and then we're going to do the WIBYCBI. Oh! As long as there are no more questions. Jenny Hicks says, I just moved to Las Vegas and I'm setting up my craft area in my bedroom. Do you have any suggestions for storing multiple size ink pads? Probably something like the Leanne bag or the desk-made die stamp 15-inch pen and ink Palace is going to work for all different sizes of ink pads. So buddy bags are awesome, depending on how many you have. So you may just need 4 or 5 buddy bags to keep all your Tim Holtz in an Edna or Merle, all of your Stephanie Bernard in the Stephanie bag. Stephanie bag is going to work for lots of different brands of ink as well. So if you're unfamiliar with the Stephanie bag, the beauty of Stephanie is that you have them in the little boxes pull out, so you're keeping them flat and visible, but also you're able to have them accessible as well. So I've got a couple of different sizes in here. The Anna Griffin size fits in here. The 2 sizes that don't fit, probably close to my heart and Stampin' Up. And those are the Barbara bag or the Sue bag for those two brands. Will you please show us, Jane Purcell, will you please show us the difference between the Scrap Master and the Memento storage? The Scrap Master is a file folder like this. So this is a Scrap Master. It's got a big slash pocket on the back. It's got 3 gusseted pockets on the inside, a couple of a slash pocket here and a big pocket on the back, right? So these are for scraps, but it works like a file folder. So you've got your 12 by 12 paper in there, and it fits in your 12 by 12 paper handler or your cardboard paper storage box, A26 paper storage box, paper junkie supply box. They fit in there. Right, more like a file folder. The Memento Keeper is a 3-hole punch page. It has the same configuration of 3 pockets on the front as this does in the inside, but it has those 3 holes, and then it has a big gusseted pocket on the back, so that if you're storing like these big maps and these big postcards and stuff, they're all tucked in there. And then it has a pocket in the center, which also is going to can hold Memento. So you could be storing those same kinds of things in here. What this lacks is easier access pockets for scraps, and it doesn't have a big place to store a lot of 12 by 12 paper. This middle pocket, right, the in-between pocket, is going to store a few sheets of 12 by 12 paper, whereas this is going to work more for a stack of 12 by 12 paper. So depending, if you're thinking you want to use your Memento Keeper as a collection keeper as well, you can totally do that. It's got the 3-hole punch, which means it's going to work in your scrap rack. It's going to work in the project planner binder. It's going to work in the zipper binder. So just, this will hold more and stores differently. Similar pocket configuration, not as good for 12 by 12 paper. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, you guys are loaded with questions today. Best way to store Tim Holtz Distress inks. I want them to stack up or they tend to leak. I know it. Isn't that the truth? Okay, so here's my suggestion for you. Take your Tim Holtz Distress inks and stand them up in your Edna bag. So you can get 19 in here. I recommend 18. You can cram 19 in. I also made a little cheat sheet of the colors here. I labeled them as well. So that's probably the easiest way to store them, and then you can stand them up and you can see the labels. I know in hindsight, if you like to store your ink pads upside down, you label them upside down and store them this way, and then they will be upside down in your stack. So I know some people and some manufacturers prefer that upside down and then just leave it standing up instead of laying down. Now, if you cannot stand it up for some reason, you can also repeat that same kind of storage. It's not as accessible, but you can put them this way, and then you're only going to get 15, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're only going to get 15 in your Edna bag, but again, you'll be able to see them that way as well. And if you don't have your little cheat sheet piece of paper in the back, if you stack them in this way and backward, then you can read through the side. So if you want to store them flat and can't go vertical, you can go horizontal using this as well. But definitely I would I would say the number one use of the Edna and Merle bags, which were designed for ribbon storage basically, has become Tim Holtz Distress and Oxide inks. They're a perfect fit in there. All right, back you go. Okay. Woo. Okay, Leslie Z says, I have all my We Are Memory Keepers printmaker machine and accessories in the Leanne bag. The 12-inch guide is the only thing that doesn't fit. Leanne even holds the printmaker inside its cute bag. So other than the 12-inch guide, you're in good shape there. I wonder, I'll have to see how big that is. I'm going to ask for one of those. Thank you, Leslie. Chosen by Erica says, question, could you make larger magnetic sheets like 8.5 by 11? I don't see why not. What do you want to use them for? Chosen by Erica, just so I know. I don't see why not, though. I'll put it on the list. Mary Kay Knoll says, miss the name of the bag she is using for the heat tool and the embossing powders. Great idea. That is the 2-inch store and go bag. The SKU on that is PNPKSSG 14, I believe. So if you're searching, if it's not PNPKSSG 14, it's PUPKSSG 13, but I'm pretty sure it's PNPK. Julie Fitman says, I didn't think I needed a Lois bag, but it came with a bundle from HSN. I packed my craft and carry workstation to bring with me on vacation and packed it in Lois. Both the craft and carry workstation and the Lois fit everything I needed and more. Life without Lois is, you have to. That's just it. Everybody has to have Lois. She's so versatile. Sally says, what bag will hold the Stampin' Up ink pads? Stampin' Up ink pads right here. That is your Sue bag. So, and she will also stand up if you want to keep them flat. So this is Sue. Now, this is what I have from Stampin' Up. So as long as they're still making the same ink pads, Sue is your girl. I also had an ink pad that leaked all over inside this bag. And the nice thing about the bag was, since it's vinyl, I was just able to, you can see it was my orange one here, Tango Mandarina. So, Sue. Okay. All right. Okay, sneak peek first. This is the thing that I'm working on now, and I think it's going to be ready for release in January. I can't remember the actual target date, but this is a slimline die storage case. Oh, it's so cute. I'm not going to put the handle on the end because the handle on the end is a little bit pointless and it interrupts the file factor, but super simple. If you've worked with any of our Kiwi Lane products, you're already familiar with this style of box. But let me pull out some slimline dies here. So it's going to come with these long slimline file pockets, and it will have a magnet accessory as well. And you've got a little bit of extra space in there, which I think is going to fit slimline stencils. Whoa. So if you are a slimline user of the slimline size and shape, yes they are, you will be able to fit your slimline stencils and your slimline dies and your envelopes. Let's see if those fit while I'm here. And your envelopes all into this. So all of those things, which you just saw, also fit in the Katie Buddy bag. So whether you want to go vertical or horizontal, you're going to have that choice. I was asked for something that was Fab File-ish for these, and this is what I came up with. So you should be seeing this early in 2022, if not sooner. But happy to hear your comments and questions about that as well. But just a little bit different styling, a little different height for your shelf. So this will be the newest slimline addition to our collection. But again, if you have slimline, now this is a envelope die. Oh yeah, so that will fit in there as well, although it may not fit in the pocket. Let's check it out. I think it's going to be, oh yeah, it fits in the pocket. So if you have an envelope die that's like this, that is also going to fit in this slimline pocket. So the pockets are a little bit bigger. The pockets on the Katie bag are shorter, so the taller dies kind of stick up the top. Not all of them, but the taller slimline dies stick up at the top. So you're going to have two options, Katie or this style here for slimline stuff. Okay. Oh, let's do it. Are you ready for the win it before you can buy it? Are you ready to see the coolest thing and wondering why I've had mustard and salt and pepper and sunscreen on my workstation this whole time? And that is because woo, woo, woo. We are going to, oh my gosh, I love this product so much. If you don't love it, I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. One of the challenges with Workspace is that we never have enough of it, right? But if you start spreading out your workspace with boxes and bins and even buddy bags for that matter, it's wider and longer and flatter, and you just need more horizontal workspace. And so that was kind of my challenge. How can I get vertical? How can I give people more stuff, more accessibility to stuff, and not take up this huge amount of workspace? What can I do? How can it be more mobile? How can it be portable? How can it, all those questions, right? I go through all this stuff. And what I came up with, you know what, London? Do I have just an H&H bar over there somewhere? I thought I had one here. Okay. I'm such a goofball. Okay, so this new system is called the hang and hold. And this is the basis of it. So this has 2 clamps, right? And these go up to a 1/2 inch. So they're gonna fit 2 inches. So they're gonna fit almost any tabletop. And you're gonna take the hang and hold bar and you're gonna clamp it onto the tabletop, and then you are gonna accessorize it with all kinds of wonderful goodies. So the initial kit, this is what you're winning. We're giving away 2 of these. Now remember, in order to get in the drawing, you have to have commented.
You should show them what it is before you show them the box. That is not anything.
I know, I like the build up though of what the heck is she talking about? That doesn't look very exciting. All right, because London, that's London's vote. All right, and because he just had a birthday. Ta-da! Okay, I'm gonna come around then. So this is the hang and hold, hanging off the front of my workspace. I'm gonna push my desk back, so bear with me here and we will work through these things. Oh, okay. Oh, I need my glasses. All right. Okay, so hang and hold. So the different components, so what you're winning, what are you winning? You are winning the starter collection, which is the hang and hold bar, 24 inches long, the supply bin, which has 2 dividers that are in with Velcro. That is this guy right here. The basic bin, which is this guy right here, and the tool bucket. I don't know why I don't have a second one of those. Probably because it's loaded around here somewhere in my office with stuff in. Oh no, I see it over there. Okay, so what you get these 4 pieces in your starter kit, and then there are a few accessory pieces. There is the big bin, which is nice and deep. You can use this as a trash bin, or you can use it for vinyl. I'm going to show you how that this works also on your picnic table. Perfect for camping, great in the garage. I mean, ideal for office supplies, all of those things. So all of the little bins have hooks on them. Some of the bins have hooks on 2 sides. So you can clip it on either way. And the smaller bins, like the cup holder bin, can be clipped on the bar by themselves, or they can be clipped on some of the other accessories. So you can really
pull that whole pocket off the bar and show it to us.
Extend that out. So this is what we call the basic bin. So this is included. And what is this going to fit? It's going to fit 8.5 by 11 paper, but so it's great office extender also. It's going to fit 8.5 by 11 paper, but it's also going to fit your Gemini mats and platforms. Right? Those are something that you're always losing. So it's going to fit those. It's going to fit 8.5 by 11 paper. It's going to fit things like your paper trimmer. So imagine, this is kind of a weird setup because of the way that my studio is configured, but imagine just having your paper trimmer, and I thought I had a second one, hanging like at the ready at the edge of your desk. Perfect. Thanks, let me put it. So this one's a little bit bigger. Right? So just being able to drop it in that pocket, hanging at the edge of your desk, pull it off, put it back in, really easy, right? It's a simple, simple solution. Now, one of the things people have been asking me about, and this just popped into my little pea brain right now. Oops.
The Max.
I don't know because I didn't have my glasses on, but it could be. Max calls almost every Tuesday. One of the things is that if you used multiple basic bins on your thing, you could put multiple paper trimmers. Oh, and that is something that people have been asking me about. And let's look at kind of a thicker paper trimmer. What do I have back here? This one probably is too big for this bin. It is too big for that bin, darn it. But, okay, hold fire, everybody. Hang fire, not hold fire. No. Thought I had another paper trimmer down there that was big. Okay, so multiple uses for craft supply uses, right? So the basic bin right here comes with 3 dividers in it, so you can segment off craft supplies in that, or you can take those sections out and have a bigger, more open bin. So depending on what you're doing with it. Now, a few of them have the clips on the long side and the short side. So depending on how your bar is configured, you can clip it either way to save space or make space that way. The other thing is that the smaller ones, I'm going to pull this off for a second. They're going to slide over the edge of the bar, right? You don't have to, or I shouldn't say the smaller ones, the longer ones can slide all the way to the edge. So the bar is 24 inches long, but what's going to be a better one to kind of do that with? Maybe this guy. But you can see there's this much space. So you're going to pick up another 2 or 3 inches just by sliding your bin all the way over to the end. And then again, you can clip your smaller bins onto the bigger bins also. So when you get the starter kit, and 2 of you are going to win it today, hot flash, you're getting the bar, you're getting the basic, you're getting the supply bin, you're getting the basic bin. So you're getting this guy. Get out of there. This guy and the tool bucket. That's what's in your starter kit. Then you can add on the big bin, which is this one. You can add on the big bin. You can add on the paper pocket, which is this guy right here, right? So that's going to hold 12 by 12 paper. So you can add that onto the bar as well. I was thinking this might also work for a couple of different paper trimmers. But what little epiphany did I have today? Now, this is unsanctioned. What I'm going to show you right now is unsanctioned and untested. Woo! I wonder if it's a hot flash or I'm just excited about the new product. What do you think, London?
No comment.
I'm setting London up for success for his future wife when she starts having hot flashes. Okay, so, staying on the crafty thing, right? Rulers, paintbrushes. I was going to put those in the tool bucket, actually. Scissors, all those kind of goodies into your tool bucket, right? You've got those nice dividers. A few of them have this clear outside pocket. You can see I have a wine opener in there. Why do I have a wine opener in there? Because if you said, oh, I'm going to clip this, onto my picnic table, whether that's at your house or maybe you're out for a picnic, maybe you do a lot of camping. One of the challenges with camping is that things blow away, like napkins and such, right? So this is a smaller paper plate. This is a 9-inch plate, I think. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right thing. There are bigger paper plates. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's 9.5. So this is a 9-inch plate. So imagine just having that hanging on the edge of your picnic table. So you've got that. You've got, oh, here's why I have my mustard and ketchup out. You've got your different condiments.
Hey, you know what I just thought of?
What?
You know what I would use this for?
What?
I would put a bag in that large pocket and I would hang it on my countertop next to my cutting board. for all of my little vegetable scraps. So I don't have to dump them in the trash by hand all the time. I can just scrape them right in there.
You just scrape them right in. So you can use it for garbage. Put a plastic bag in it, London's saying. Also on your picnic table, you can put a plastic bag in this as well and then use it for garbage also. So all of your plastic silverware, cutlery, that kind of thing. So this is the Deborah Buddy bag, which I use as a picnic accessory. So now I can pop that in there as well and have my knives, forks, cutlery, that type of thing. I may have 3 of them, depending. I might have one for knives and forks and spoons, so I can keep them contained, but I'm just gonna pop this up. I love it for picnic. I love it for even just backyard barbecue, because these are the things, specifically napkins, plates that blow away. And this keeps everything contained. You've got your different condiments, sunscreen, just kind of to show you kind of the fit of things. Now this right here also will hold 2 bottles of wine. So I'm just saying, right? Got 2 bottles of wine that'll fit in there. So if you're not using it for garbage, maybe a great place to put that bottle of wine. Keep it out of the sun.
What is about the maximum weight on it? Do we know?
I don't know what the max weight is, but I did have 2 bottles of wine in it for a long time as I was testing things. And it can also be, this is one that has hooks going both directions. So if you do have something heavier, then you're going to want to go long direction on that. Okay, so great for picnic. Here's your cutting mat. Also something that, or not cutting mat, your messy mat. Why can't I think of it? Also something that's hard to find a place for because it is longer than 12 by 12 in most cases. So even if you've got it, I'm just kind of switching back, picnic craft, crafty picnic, here we are, right? So that can also go, and I just have it rolled up in one of our sleeves in there, but so great for craft, great for picnic. You can see great in the garage, right? Anywhere that you're working, awesome office supply. London, could you grab me just one of those notebooks off my desk, one of those regular spiral notebooks? That's going to fit in here as well. So you've got all your basic office supply things that are going to go into the basic bin. So even 8.5 by 11 paper notebook, whatever it is going to pop in there. But tape, stapler, scissors, paper clips, all that type of thing is going to fit in there. Now you can see why I have my bottle opener, because if you're picnicking, that's a great place for that as well. You got your wine there. Okay, unsanctioned. I started talking about unsanctioned idea. Just thought of this morning as I was getting ready for today's presentation. This is, now can you see that, Lundy Poo, on the screen? This is the paper cart, and I just secured the bar to the back of it. Now, unsanctioned, untested, paper. This is the 12 by 12 paper pocket. I put my cords for my Cricut into the tool bucket. I've got my cup holder here with tools in it. This could just as easily be a water bottle. I've got my rolls of vinyl here in my big bin. So really just a super simple, oh, I've got some papers in the bottom there. A super simple way to turn this into another level of functionality around whatever tool, whether it's your Gemini or your Cricut, that you might be using on top of your paper cart now. So this is 12 by 12 paper in our 12 by 12 tab divider pocket, and it fits in there no problem. You've got 3 pockets down the front of this, so whether you're using it for 3 sets of 12 by 12 or smaller paper, there are the 3 pockets down the front. So the hang and hold product line, brand new. This is releasing, I believe it's either the 13th or the 14th of the month. Okay, I want to read your comments now. Tell me what you think. Or do you think I'm totally crazy?
Oh, people are loving it.
Okay, let's see.
I think the issue that you're going to have is you're not going to be able to get it out into their hands fast enough.
Okay, Christy says, I need a hang and hold. I have to have one. Love it. Gotta have it. This is perfect, love. We can always count on you for great things. Thank you. Such a neat, useful item. Yikes, have to have it. My kids love to cook. A great Christmas gift. Tiffany, what is the max size of the clamp area? Good question. So the distance between the clamps is,
You want a hand?
I think I got it. The distance, I should know this, right? The distance between the clamps is 12 inches. So you need a 12-inch space to clamp onto. The depth of the clamps is 2 inches, I believe. Oh, but let me wind it down because I guess the depth is, you still have to be able to get it in there. Now, one of the things you're going to see, there's a little heavy cardboard tab on here that says don't over tighten. You don't need to Gorilla Grip this onto your desktop, right? Tighten it up so it's secure, but don't crank it down. So you can go up to a workspace that is 2 1/4 inches, and you've got this like rubber pad here. And then in terms of close, 2 1/4 inches is the most, and you probably need, this one's going to be faster, 1/4 inch at least to grip onto.
You know what else you could probably grip onto too if they were big enough is your windowsill.
Oh yeah, if you had a windowsill.
I don't have any, but
Oh no, we have a.
yeah, if you had like a 1/2-inch windowsill that was at least 12.
That is an excellent idea, London. There's a reason we keep you around. Yeah, you got a 1/2 to 1/4 inch to grip onto, and then the gap here is. It's a centimeter side. I'll tell you, ladies in the UK, the centimeters. 3/4 of an inch. So this is 3/4 of an inch. Just 1.9 centimeters. So you need that 12 inches of space for this to grip onto. So, but you could put it on anything. I mean, like literally, you could put it on your shelf, right? If you want to put it on the shelf here. I don't know, like obviously you're going to block the bottom shelf by doing that, but you're only limited by this depth and length of that 12 inches to clip it onto anything that you've got.
Will it clip onto the calyx cubes?
I don't know. Here, I'll give you this and you can try it. But you're going to run into the same thing, clipping it on the calyx cubes where you...
kind of going to block whatever cube you put it onto.
It's going to block whatever's behind that cube, yeah. However... I think it will, although I don't need to actually give you this, do I, London? I could have just had you measure that thickest part. So there's the calyx and there's the expedite. So I believe, do you want to see if that fits?
How wide are the cubes? I don't know if the
They're 13, so it'll fit that way.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so it will fit. I don't remember if this actual one that I have is calyx or expedite. It's the one with the thicker frame and the thinner separator. So I think that's expedite. I think the calyx is thinner, but dimensionally they're 13, those cubes are 13 inches across. So it would definitely fit on that. Like I said, it's going to clip onto a shelf. I have this shelf that has nothing underneath it. They're wall mounted shelves. So I could easily put this on the end. Now you're going to be adding weight. So of course you need to use your common sense about how much weight can I put on the front of a shelf before it tips over and falls down on me. So I'm going to leave that to your common sense factor of making sure that you're not putting too much weight on the front of a shelf, obviously. But any table, most countertops, most picnic tables, anything where you've got that 2 inches of space, you are going to be able to add the bar and then add the pockets to the bar in whatever configuration you want. One of the things I'm most excited about this tool is that it is fairly small, right? So if you took your bins and squished them down, that one has the dividers in it. You'd have to squish down the dividers, right? Squish this all down and put it in your tote, small. Get to a crafting event or just out to your living room or hook it on the table, the coffee table, whatever. Then pop it up at a crop where you never have enough space. Put this on the end of your table, and now you've got all this extra storage right off the end of your table at a crop or other crafting events. So the whole is so cool. This is going to hold, London, can I have your water bottle and maybe a bottle out of the Lundy Poo? Maybe a bottle out of the refrigerator next door. So the cup holder will hold a regular can of soda, right? And it will also hold, so this is London's 28 ounce water bottle. So it's kind of a standard size. It's not going to hold the bigger, fatter ones. I think my water cup is maybe too fat for it. But something like kind of your standard Kirkland water bottle, that's going to fit in there with no problem as well. And then certainly you could also use it for other things like other types of tools and accessories as well, right? So storing different things in there that you're using all the time. So the cup holder, well, it's called a cup holder, is also going to work for all kinds of things. Even in the silverware application, you could just put your silverware into the cup holder or the little square one, the tool one. Now, when you put these come off the bar, and then you just wrap them around the bar with Velcro. So the only one that's kind of something that you need to be conscious of is the cup holder. You don't want to put this over that bar, right? So I don't know if you just want to do it like this so that it's easier to hook it onto the other bars when you put it together like that. So I'm super excited about the idea of using it for multiple, I've got just a mess back here, multiple paper trimmers, because that is a challenge that we have been faced with since the beginning of crafting time. We have all these different types of paper trimmers, sizes and shapes of them. And so I can easily see that there may be coming down the line a longer version of one or both of these that will hold a bigger paper trimmer right off the edge of your desk. So there it is, the Hang and Hold collection. You are getting 2 winners today. So if you haven't commented and you need to get in the drawing because we're just getting ready to wrap it up, you are getting this box that includes the bar, the big bin, the the basic bin, the tool bucket, and the supply bin. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Supply bin, tool bucket, and the bar, all in this box. And that is your price today. Yes, Londa?
2 questions.
2 questions.
If I don't win it today, when will I get to buy it?
You will get to buy it on either the 13th or the 14th of August. It's scheduled to be, I think, I'm almost 100% sure now that I'm saying that. Okay, I want to talk about Craft House because...
Hang on, wait. Before you get to that, we also know what the price point is going to be for it.
I don't know.
2 big questions right now.
I don't know what the price point is going to be. I will be 100% honest with you. It is a very high quality product. It's which you will recognize when you get it. So solid steel, chrome, twisty things, all of the stuff on it is very well made. All the bins are lined. So it is how do I say it? It is great value for the money, but the whole system, but depending on which things you buy, because you can choose individual components, it's going to range from, I think they start at like different things are $14.99, $19.99. I think the bar itself is $24.99 if you're buying individual components. I don't know. I know that's the range we talked about. I don't actually know what the final price point on it is going to be, but that is going to be it. And you're going to get the whole collection in this box, probably at a special price. I'm going to come clean with you on another thing. It is also going to be on HSN. It will be a couple of months before it's on HSN. I think in October, it will be on HSN. This collection will be on HSN also, but again, no idea what the HSN price is going to be on that. I will also tell you one other thing. If it's something that you're interested in, it's something that you really think you want and that you see the usefulness of, I would get it in the first release, because I found out last week in my meeting with factory and development that almost all of the cost of goods in production, the metal, the materials, everything essentially, but the labor costs at this point are going up for us by huge numbers. Some things are going to go up 20%. Some things are going to go up to 40%, which means our next run of product is going to have to cost more money than the additional run. So there's just that.
It is a really nice product though, insofar as that like you could put it in the garage and never have to replace it. So it is. Everybody wants one. Right. I want one. You want one. Grandma wants one. Bart wants one. Max wants one.
Yes. Yeah, it is something that's going to last. I mean, it's going to take decades for you to wear out the pockets, and the bar is never going to wear out, right? So It is a high quality product, and it is funny because without exception, everybody who's come into my office and seen the prototype has said, can I buy that now? Can I buy that now? Can I buy that now? London took the prototype home. The first one that came was purple and had some flaws in it. And he was like, I don't care. I just need that right now. Can I just have that one? So
and it's wonderful. I use it all the time.
So yeah, think about it. You could even use it in your bathroom. My husband and I were talking about putting one in the camper because you can just extend your counter space just by that much in your camper. Or again, if you set up a picnic table, which we do, you could clip it on the picnic table. It also clamps on. Park has one of those off-road 4x4 vehicles. Some people call it a side-by-side. Some people call it a Razor. Ours is called a Polaris General. It seats 4 people, but it's on a trailer. And the trailer has iron sides on it. It clamps onto the iron sides of the table. So I actually, iron sides of the trailer. So I actually set up a cooking table right next to the trailer because I'm always using the trailer for like storage stuff. And I could clamp it right onto that and have all the things I needed for cooking right there. And then the table. So I think we're going to find tons of uses. I think this is a product line where we're going to be able to come out with more and more things that work on it. Already a lot of requests for things that are going to hold tools in a workshop. It clamped onto the back of my husband's pickup truck and held tools while he was working on a project. So he just put the tailgate down and clamped it onto the tailgate. And then he was like just throwing things in and out of the smaller bins while he was working right there. So countless uses for this. Okay, glasses. I'll answer some more questions, and then we're going to pick winners. So if you haven't, Colleen says, there are so many comments, too many to keep up with. Debbie says, does anyone else feel like organizing crafts is a hobby all its own? Absolutely. Chosen by Erica. Will it be on HS and Crafty on the 23rd? No, it will not be on Craft Day this month. The earliest, there's a slight chance it will make it into the September Craft Day. More likely it's going to be the October Craft Day. So yeah, I will update you as I know. Kathy Pollock says, I want this now. I want this. Now I'm having a hot flash. Margaret Miles, is London an engineer? Great ideas. London has an engineering brain. That is exactly how his mind works. Is there any possibility of it coming out in future colors? I am always an advocate of future colors. And so hopefully when it releases, we'll get a lot of people saying, can I get this? And I think black is great for so many uses, and it's unisex color. A guy would use it as easily as a girl. But when we're talking about craft room colors, we want our pink and purple.
Well, I think what's going to happen with this is the first 1,000 are going to be bought, and everybody who buys one is going to go, oh my God, I need 5 more of these because everybody in my life steals mine.
Yes.
And we'll produce enough of them that then once your husband steals yours in black, you'll be able to get one in pink or purple or turquoise or another one in black to match your craft room.
Oh, that's a good point, right?
Your husband is gonna, I promise you, if this was sitting in my home and wasn't being regularly used all the time, I would commandeer it 100%.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say anything about it too. I'd just take it.
It is, yeah, and it is a space extender in so many different ways. I mean, imagine just having one permanently connected to your craft table where all of your basics were at hand, but not taking up space on your craft table, or multiple craft tables, right? So maybe you sew and you need one for sewing things, and but once you get your hands on, I can't wait to hear what people are going to use it for and how it's going to be used, because I'm sure there are a bazillion ideas that I haven't even thought about. I mean, even just today, I thought, oh, I could clip that right onto my paper cart. This is the back side of the paper cart, right? And then just the idea about making a bin that's big enough. How many of you, Terry Wiegand, Barb Carlson, Cindy Sutherland, how many of you have asked me for paper trimmer organizer? And I think that this could be that solution that we've been looking for, right? So one of the challenges with paper trimmer organization is it's best if they're vertical and it's best if they're uninterrupted, but there's so many different sizes, and this could easily be that solution that we've been looking for paper trimmers.
You could probably clip it onto any chair with an arm.
Oh my gosh, London, you're so smart. Bring me that chair. Oh, this is why I keep him around. You know, London's starting a new job, and so he is not going to be our guy, and that is going to be.
Let me tip it down. You can't see the arm of the chair.
OMG. Okay, look at that. We should keep him. I wonder, I don't have an office chair in here that has arms on it, do I? Yeah, bring me the tall office chair. Chop, chop. Okay.
Hang on.
London's,
I'm trying to operate the camera.
I'm so excited. Look at that. You could clip it onto the director's chair. Okay, so think about this. Okay, totally nutty. Oh my gosh, you guys probably think I'm a nut. I am a nut. Think about taking this and clipping it on the side of your Adirondack chair, right? So we have Adirondack chairs on our porch, but if you wanted to, this arm is a little bit wonky, but this is a short arm. If you had a longer arm, like a regular long office chair arm, you could probably even put it on your office chair. Oh my goodness gracious. This just keeps getting better and better. So as long as you got the 12 inches there. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm even more excited about this now. But okay, so if you have like an Adirondack chair, which we do on our front porch, I'm sure this would clip on there, and you could put your reading glasses, your beverage, your book, your iPad, or your Kindle, or whatever it is, into those pockets on that chair, especially if you're somewhere, maybe a pool chair or a chase lounge out by the pool or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. The ideas are just, they're gonna be endless. So one of the problems with something like a pool chair or whatever is that if you try to put a pocket on your towel or whatever, it's going to pull off the chair. But if you put this on there, oh my gosh, I'm totally excited. I'm totally going to test that out too. This might be a problem because of the gap on it, but all right. I'm losing my mind here. Okay, we're ready to pick some winners, I think. I think maybe there's a couple more questions, but okay, let's see. Trudy says, putting it on the arm of a chair brings us to a whole new level. I know, see, that's why we have to keep London around. So let's pick some winners. I'm going to make sure I've got all this. Okay, so we're doing a gift certificate winner today also. So I'm going to do that first. So our $25 gift certificate winner today is Jennifer LeBecki. Jennifer, congratulations. You need to reach out to prizes@crafterscompanion.com and say, I'm the gift card winner today, Jennifer LeBecki, and they will get you hooked up with that. Now, hang and hold winners, Tammy Wheeler and Beatrix Cusumano. Cusumano, Cusumano. You two are the hang and hold winners. Congratulations. Woo, woo. So again, reach out to prizes@crafterscompanion.com and they will get those prizes to you. Now, the gift card is not a big deal in terms of price. That's easy. The hang and holds have not actually arrived at the warehouse yet. So they won't ship out right away, but they will ship out as soon as they arrive at the warehouse. So Tammy Wheeler and Beatrix Cusumano, congratulations. Jennifer LeBecki, congratulations on your gift card. Everybody else that's out there watching, thank you so much for tuning in today, for giving me your feedback on all the different things that we make, the things that you need, the things that you wish we made, as well as this new hang and hold product. And I know you are going to totally love it. I totally love it. I'm going to have one on the edge of every table and work surface in my studio because it just makes things so incredibly handy. Okay, I'm losing my voice now. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I will see you. Oh, Craft House. I wanted to talk about Craft House really quickly. I was on we did a Totally Tiffany takeover on Craft House on Saturday. And then after the show, I got a bunch of people ask me, what is Craft House and how do I watch it? Oh, sorry, bad communication on my part. Craft House is a TV show that is broadcast, well, simulcast, I guess, when I'm on, because I was going to say broadcast from the UK, but I'm obviously not there. I'm in Arizona. So we simulcast it. And when I'm on Craft House, it's usually a Totally Tiffany takeover, which means the whole show, 2 hours, are all about Totally Tiffany products. And there's usually great bundles and great buys throughout the day. It's kind of, I'm losing my voice. It's kind of like this. It's question and answer. It's, things coming up on Facebook and what fits this and how do I use that? And then what the specials are for the day. So it's really easy to watch. You can watch it on the internet. If you go to the Crafters Companion website, and maybe Colleen could get up a link to that. They have lots of different shows. What do you want to learn about? I'm sure there's a show there where they have launch day. There's tons of them. There's tons of stuff going on. It's called Crafters TV. Some of the shows are just tips, tools, techniques. They show you how to actually use the products that you own. This product is launching on Craft House. If the 13th is a Saturday, it's the 13th. If the 14th is a Saturday, it's the 14th.
It's the 13th.
The 13th. London's confirming. It's the 13th. It will launch August 13th. 11 a.m. Pacific time. 11 a.m. Pacific time to 1 o'clock, which is 7 in the UK, which is 2 o'clock Eastern time. So tune in for that, for the big launch. And then I'll also let you know when it goes live on the website. So if you want to jump on board and not worry about running out of them, you can do that as well. But I'm beside myself with how fun and useful and functional this is. And also just the few ideas that we've come up with in this 10-minute segment of being able to clip it on your chair and all that kind of stuff. So,
which is perfect because of all our live shows. The ones we get to do with Joe is our favorite.
Yeah, so if Joe Remblance is hosting alongside of me, if you haven't worked with Joe, I worked with Becky last week and she's adorable, totally different vibe, but more of a girl vibe when I'm working with Becky, and just like kind of more like a tea party vibe. And then when you work with Joe, it's more like working with your brother, right? I mean, I adore my brother, so that could be, but.
Oh, I lied. 14th is the Saturday.
Oh, London lied. The 14th is Saturday. So Joe is funny in a different way than Becky, and just kind of zany. Yeah, great. Super fun to watch. So Saturday the 14th, this is launching Craft House. We'll get some links up so you understand how to get to the show, how to shop the show, all of that kind of thing. But mark your calendars, 11 a.m. Pacific time on the 14th. That is 2 p.m. Pacific. No, that is 2 p.m. Eastern. Can't be the same time Pacific and blah, blah, blah. 7 p.m. In UK. So. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks for your feedback and your support. I will see all of you next Tuesday.